Hey, John from Mighty here, and if you've not heard about our global styles feature yet, you've got to check out this video. I'm going to walk through a high level of exactly how this works inside your course, how it'll save you a ton of time when making updates in the future, and it's very, very simple to use. It's just our latest power-up that we offer here at Mighty. So let's go check it out. I'll show you how it works. All right, we are diving into just a normal course template that Rise provides, and this doesn't really have a lot of styling involved in it. And what I want to do is show you the power of type styles and global styles and how you would apply this to your course, either a course you either actively have been working on, or maybe it's a new course that you're starting up with Rise. So as you're familiar in Rise, under the theme tab, you do have a couple of options in regards to how some of your styles look inside of Rise. You've got specifically the color, which this is your theme accent color that you've got, and you've really only got one. There's no palettes or anything that exists with Rise today. You choose your color and that's it. So that's what we kind of see up here. And as far as typography goes, you do have the ability to choose these like font pairs. So this is using the Lato as our heading font and then Merriweather as the body font. So that's about as far as you can get with Rise customizations. And then they do give you out of the gate or out of the box the ability with their rich text editor to like choose font sizes and be able to bold and italicize and blah, blah, blah. But there's no way to just take a course and then standardize it, everything based on your brand standards. And this is really where the power of Mighty comes into play with our global styles feature, because you really can just dive right into a course and start to apply your global styles, and it will automatically update blocks for you, give you a color palette that you can start to choose as you're going through your course authoring experience. So let me dive in and show you exactly what I mean. First, we're going to go up here to the Power Up section, and in Power Ups, there is Global Styles. Global Styles has two categories. There's Type Styles, which is all about your typography, like I was mentioning with Lato and Merriweather. And then there's also your color styles. And the color styles is basically you being able to create a palette beyond your theme color. So let's go into here and let's create some other color styles that then we can start to leverage throughout our course. So I like to always create kind of like an off black color. And this is because I don't like using just straight 000 as all of our font colors throughout our course. I like to soften that a little bit. So we're going to use 1F, 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 create that as our off black. And then I also do have like a secondary theme, or I'll call it, it's like a secondary accent color that we're going to use inside of our course. It is just like a lighter version of this theme color. So we've got that. I can also rearrange these if I want, and you'll see kind of where that comes into play just in a second. But you can organize basically your whole color palette. That then from there, as you're using this throughout your course, you have access to this color palette, which is super great. So let's go ahead, go into our course. And if I were to just highlight text, what I can do is I can apply a text color. And in here, this is where that styles palette comes into play. And now I can see all of the color styles that I've created. So again, you reorder those styles. That's the order that they'll show up here in this palette. I think we'll show up to like 10 or so, or maybe we show them all. I don't remember. There might be a cutoff at like 10 at some point, but go ahead, go wild, create a bunch of color styles that you can start to use throughout your course, and then apply those throughout all of your various blocks. The other side to power ups, like I'd mentioned, is the type styles. So not only dealing with colors, but let's also deal with just like a consistent body style that we want to create. And so in here, we're going to continue to use Merriweather, which is great. I don't like Rise's default style of 17 pixels, which is typically what they use. We're going to use 18 because we want a little bit of like a heavier, larger reading style. And then I also want to automatically apply my text color for off black, because again, we have a defined color palette for all of our text. So once I create this type style, then I can go back into, this same text area here. And now we've got a new option that shows up, and that's this type style option. Go in here, apply that body style, and there you go. Now it automatically applied our font size as well as that font color. So if we jump into another lesson, like right here, I can go ahead and highlight all this text, change this to be my body style, and there we go. Now it's got all of those changes automatically for me, which is super great. So you can imagine, like, I can go through, create different heading styles, different body styles. Maybe I've got like a fun accent style that we want to do throughout our course. You could certainly set all those up, which is great. But you still have to manually map all those, or maybe you don't, because that's where Mighty's actually taken the next step of not only with global styles, you create this type style and create that, but we also have this assign styles tab which allows you to do essentially that. You can go through and then assign this body style to blocks automatically for you in Rise. So you don't have to go through every single, in my lesson, I've got all these lessons I've already built up. Here's a paragraph, heading and paragraph block. Here's an image and paragraph block. Here's another heading and paragraph block. Like I'd have to literally go through every single one of these and make those changes, which would be awful. And I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to apply the paragraph with heading, and then we'll do the, let me, so the paragraph block, and then also the paragraph subheading block. So I've got all of these here. And what I'm going to do is map for each of the body sections of these blocks, and we'll be able to see that, I think specifically with this heading one. You should see automatically it switched this out. So I'm going to go ahead and move me up here. And with the paragraph section, apply that. So you'll see that changed right here. This might be with subheading. Nice. Or actually, maybe I think I manually applied that over here earlier. I don't remember. We also have the image and text block. So that's what is right here. So the image and text block, if I were to apply my body to that, you can see automatically adjusting, which is super great. So now anywhere that I go throughout my course that has these blocks is automatically going to get adjusted to that font size of 18 and with my background color, which is cool. So I can actually get rid of this manually applied type style because now it is more globally applied to this block, which is fun. The other thing that you can do is if you're like in the authoring mode and you want to just like manually apply a certain type style to something, you can do that at any point by just like highlighting the text and going into this option and applying that here. So as you saw, this applied my font and my color, which is great. It still leaves it bold just because that's how Rise works with these headings. But the other thing that you can do is go open this edit styles panel, which we've got a shortcut to do. So you can even just hit that shortcut and that will open this up here. And once you've opened that up, you can just start to make little modifications. Like now that I see it in my course, maybe I want to adjust it to be more like font size 16. So I'm just changing that, and you can see it's automatically adjusting all these blocks that I've applied this to without having to manually go into the rich text editor for every single one of these blocks and make those changes, which is going to save you so much time as any sort of adjustments need to come down for your types. And this goes with like changing out typography entirely. So if you want to change out your body font with a different body font, you could certainly do that as well. There's font weights, there's casing. So if you have like a situation where you've got like a specific type that you want cased out and it does a different background color or has, like all these various things, you can certainly do that. Same with line height, letter spacing. Um, and I haven't really talked about this yet, but not only does Global Styles do all this like automatic stuff, we also support responsiveness. So we will automatically adjust fonts based on your browser width. So if my browser width changes down to more like a 600 size or even a mobile size, we're going to automatically adjust those larger fonts down for you. So that way, when you're in a mobile experience, let's say you've got a huge heading of like 48 pixels, but on mobile, you want it to be more like 20, it will do that, which is not something you inherently get with Rise. So super cool. Lastly, I will briefly show you a um, couple of other features that we've got with the global styles. First is the uh, starter styles that Mighty ships with. So you may not want to do all this like manual mapping on your own. You may want Mighty to just do that for you. So when you first get started, if I were to delete this, there was like a little helper guide at the beginning. But what I'm going to do is just go up to this triple dot and just say import starter styles for Mighty. This will let you know like this is going to go and replace any type styles that you've created, which is fine. We're going to use the starter styles. And what you get out of the box is really all of the type styles that you're going to need to cover every single block that's within your course. So we've got displays and headings that are both large and regular, subheadings, bodies, body small, micro, buttons. Like we really handle a lot of this for you. Again, you can go in and do all of your customizations, but we also assign those to every single block that Rise offers as well, which is super fun. So now if I go back into my course preview, you're going to notice a lot of consistency now with all of the blocks in my course. So they're all the same font sizes. They're all similar font heights, line heights, etc. Like all of these things that you want to apply. And again, just open up that palette with that command that was in this menu, just this shortcut right here, and that'll open up this palette. And so like really, if you're in here and you're like, okay, I actually want to make some adjustments, you can certainly do that on the fly and be able to see all that happen for you. So then let's say you go through the process and you get this to look great. It matches your brand and everything you love, but this is only in this one course. How do you then take this to other courses? Well, we've got you covered. That's where the import export feature comes into play. So what you would do is you would hit the export button. This would download you this .json file. Just think about it more just like as a configuration file that you would use inside of other courses. So then we go in and we go to a brand new course that has no global styles at all. So let me go ahead and set that up real quick. So here you go. Here's now a new course. This is a benefits guide course that I just dropped in from Rise's template. Go back into global styles here, hit import, and we will drop in this file that we downloaded. And then we hit the import button. And now we have all of our type styles back. We've got all of our color palette back, and everything is mapped to be consistent. So you can just maintain your own team's version of your global styles, maybe for different projects that you've got. And as soon as you fine tune everything, you just drop that in and you're good to go. So there you have it. Fast, easy way for you to take your Rise course and just apply all of these global styles to your course and automatically update blocks for you. And then if you've got changes that come down the pipe down the road, you can easily just go back to global styles, make those adjustments without literally going through every single block. So as you can see, this should save you a ton of time as an instructional designer getting these courses built up and not worry about fine tuning every little detail with your typography while still having great typography in your course. If you've got any other thoughts or ideas, feel free to find us in the Maestro community. You can find a link of that in the description, and I look forward to hearing from you guys there. Thanks.